It still have the minimum range, so all five of them are well. Let me try to be accurate. Huh? Now all five of them. Interesting. Earlier, okay. So I'm trying. It's not there. That's a sweet spot.
Relocating.
Okay, he's in. They're barely out. Okay, now all of them are in. Yeah, yeah. So at the about the 60 mark on here, you can get all five of them. So this is probably one minimum range. All five of them are in your minimum range. So imagine having a team that were all in your minimum range. You literally couldn't do any of that. You couldn't even like if a team was in your minimum range and you use yo, you essentially lost it all. It was a risk. It was too much of a risk to do it with a 14 million minimum range like this. But some people would do it. They would take that risk, thinking it would help them last longer when it was really was just a waste of y'all. So the minimum range was good for 2 days. Uh, having no minimum range restriction was good for 2 days. One, people would take a risk if they were surrounded by a team, so it will that will balance it out.
Who presumes to
And two,
stand in my way?
you would never use y'all from more than 50 units away, as it is in life right now. So holding like this was a risk. This is still a risk, and this is about 50 units away. Still a risk, no matter how much I screw up. It's this is still a risk even on live right now. So so see how far they are right. This was too much of a risk to use y'all. So if somebody was in within 50 units away from you and they was had this amount of space, this was still too much of a risk. So a smart Yagorath player wouldn't even take this risk because there's no reason to. This is too far away. But now that there's a minimum range of this, why would I ever use her out in any situation? After distraction, she is the distraction. But you wouldn't do this at all. The only reason you would do this at anything further away is because you're hiding around the corner. Which, mind you, other teams should be aware of that. If there's a yacht around, don't take the quickest route to get to that area. There's a good chance she's hiding around the corner. So go a little bit off the longer wait. Because there's a good chance you're going to spot her before she spots you. Also, every time you come around one of those corners, jump. If you see her posters pop up, that means she's close by. That means don't go around this this corner. Also, I would rather have the risk of missing than I'm in my range. Because if you miss, I'm trying to emulate it. But if they are moving
Rolling
around and
out.
you miss, you just miss and you lose your. But the problem I have is this. That's too fast. Uh, you can't miss. In game there's some lag and stuff, yes. But when the if I'm in a fight and they're moving around and stuff, like what? Wait, what? Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Make room for
This
others.
also this also happened with Yagorath with her ultimate targeting reticle problem. I forgot about all about that. Where you're aiming at this person, but if your reticle like just flicks over to another person, you can end up pulling somebody else. So
Rolling out.
your ultimate marker could be on one person, you can press it, and if somebody else will like just happen to pop onto somebody else, it will it will pull them. But isn't he outside the maximum range? That's
Seven
it,
in a
inside
row.
of it. I could have sworn he was outside the maximum range, but I might have been just inside of it. Almost did.
Relocating.
I tried to do it, man. This is so hard. But that was so weird. I could have sworn. How the hell? Because different. To you have to be a further away. You have to be here. I put the other picture. Wait, I'm saying like, wait.
Favorite, the
No, I'm right.
power
How did I
of a
do that?
singular purpose.
There's no way to move close to him and have him in the minimum range. I'm in the maximum range. So you can't be in both in the minimum range and in the maximum range of both of them. Because 150
Rolling
is
out.
the maximum range, or it should be. So I don't have it. I'll keep again. So when I hit 150, okay, so it's a sweet spot. See, okay, this is how it should be for everybody. If your cursor, your targeting reticle doesn't pop up over the person, it shouldn't even lock onto them. It shouldn't lock onto anybody else. Yeah, you can flick over.
Savage.
But I like the chance of missing because it's Yagorath. The whole field of Yagorath. I don't know if this was their main concept. I need to watch like making of the Yagorath video. But the whole feeling of Yagorath is she's a boss battle. She should feel like a boss. And in many games, except like stuff like Demon Soul and Dark Souls and those the Souls series, in many games you have a boss that can't move. They can attack and everything, but they can't move. They have a weak spot, but again, they can't move. And y'all, and they have what's known as um, boss armor, where many bosses will have resisting to your damage, to where their health, while their health is a health pool, their health is based on the number of damage ticks you can do to them, and not exactly the damage amount. So some bosses can end up having the idea of you have to hit them with 2,000 times to kill them. Your damage output could be 1 billion, but you still have to hit them 2,000 times to kill them. But they also have a weak spot. That weak spot can turn that 2,000 to 500. And that's what Yagorath has. While she's flooded, she has damage reduction, but she also have a weak spot. And you see her tongue? That's a weak spot. That's what you should be aiming at. So she should, her whole concept feel like she should be a boss. And they make her less of a boss and more of a support. Because
Patience, young one.
Sight begets strength. But here's the problem with sight begets strength. I said it before, I said it again. I'm gonna pick it this time. So it's slow. Doesn't matter my low. I'm still gonna go with it. Because the other cards you just have. Here's the problem.
I feel it is time to augment my power.
See, Cassie had a fire a first shot to break Yagorath's arm, to break the arm that Yagorath put on him. So with early out record, you still gonna have to take. It's still gonna take one shot on most champions, or a half a second, or however long it'll take for somebody to shoot them at least once. So you can have max record. It want to make a difference because it will still take a minimum of a half a second to break that shield. But here's another trick. She's giving them shield per hit. So it also helped in prolonged fights. So let's wait. See see how low his health is without the shielding? He has just over
Missed me.
2.5 bars left. What? I have 4.5 bars. See, that's the problem with a shield.
Did you see that?
Oh, let me let him go. He has 2.5 bars without the shield. With the shield, he has about 4.5 bars. Roughly, no, roughly 5 bars. And that's the problem. You can have record, but it wouldn't make a difference. Roughly 5 bars. So roughly, it basically can a front line or anybody. It can be the difference between the winning that fight and losing that fight because her shielding is just effectively giving extra health. You can record literally won't make a difference because how low the shield is. In fact, record can be worse because shield. I don't know. I haven't been able to test this out, but from what I tested out on, uh, I rated out one that's in the game. But what I tested out on Torvo, when you go record on Condenser or Strix, it's effectively making them weaker because the extra damage from record doesn't carry over to the health. So if you go record, now your damage is effectively going straight for shields. So instead of you taking the damage off on their health with the extra damage from your shot, it's really just breaking the shield and it's not effectively damaging their health. So going record for Siberian strength is actually a bad thing. But let's do it. So five
Missed
and a half
me.
bars. Yeah, still 5.5 bars. So basically, she gives Fernando extra two to 3 bars, almost 3 bars. Let's say it's 5 bars. She gives Fernando extra 5 bars. That's more health than the other team, and that's the problem. That's the problem with Siberian strength. It's not the timing because it says your pulse timing increased by 2 seconds. That doesn't matter. It's not the timing. It's the extra shielding. The timing is not working. Also, the timing doesn't work. But look, it's still 11 seconds. But that's what I'm saying. That's the problem with sight begin strength. It's not the timing. It's not any of it. It's the fact that it gives her teammates shielding, which can be a major turn in a battle. And if you go record, you're not actually benefiting because now your damage is strictly for the shield and not the person's health. Without record, you're still doing damage to the health and the shield. With record, you're just doing damage to the shield when you shoot the shield. So you're basically nerfing yourself. So, yeah, so that's what I'm saying. For Cybergen strength, you have to remove the shield. And what I say for it is make base Primal Vision only work for Yagorath. This post only reveal enemy to Yagorath. Um, the duration and everything is changed back to what it was before. And Primal Vision, Why is she yellow? Why is she white? Okay. 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 She's not in it. No. But make base Primal Vision all work for Yaga. Undo the post change and everything from was it Genlock change? Make save against crit. Have it work for a team. Um, keep the boost and everything. Have the acid boost on this talent as well, but don't have the stack. Um, what else? Oh, and give Yagorath 10% DR while the post is gone. So it's just 10% in this in trap farm, and when she plants, it will drop down to 5% for the post.
Relocating.
So it's 10% here, 5% here. While post, and her teammates get speed boost on the acid and the post, but they won't stack with each other. But look at Yagra health. That's giving Yagra health boost of 2 bars. Oh no, it crashed. Oh, it just kicked me out into the lobby. Maybe an update happened?
Let's get this done.
Maybe a quick update to service happened? Oh, still same. But yeah, so, sight begins strength. Base Primal Vision works for Yagra. Undo the
It is
slowdown,
not time.
to reduce the pulse and everything. Show the pulse. It seemed like you did, but I can't fully tell. But if you didn't, okay, undo the gen life change to 6. Because it felt like a. No, I don't know. So, make base primal vision only work for out. Make sight against script work, make it work for a team. Keep the speed boost. Give the asset
To stand in my way.
speed boost to her team on this talent. Make and give Yagorath damage reduction. That will solve this problem because you gotta remove the shielding from it. That's why it's too strong. Um, talent. Announce for persistence. You see my loadout? I have I have healing and my tools and assets. And then if I'm on the
I feel
objective
it's time to augment my
and it's
power.
healing me as well, that's even more healing. Wow, yes, I'm in the open. And somebody try to jump me on objective, and I have a healing setup and everything, they're gonna most likely lose that fight because I'm on there healing while my team is keeping their team busy, and somebody pill for me on the objective, which can even be a support that could just throw a gore or a totem or whatever on the objective, and then just attack the other person. So that's the problem with unnatural persistent. It gives Yagra literally a fourth source of healing, and that's too much healing. Again, the same problem with Azan having or had too high of self-sustain is the same problem with Yagra. Her self-sustain is too high with this talent. Yes, she is open, but I've seen so many Yagorath play do this. I'm trying to see if there's some. Let's say this is a cart. I don't know if I can get up here with the stuff on. Oh, I can. I can. Say this is a cart. Look at me. I'm right on the cart. Woo! Oh, I need to change position. I need to move a little bit. I'm right on the cart. Woo! Now the cart is moving forward while y'all were on top of it, healing from it, and she has cards and stuff. She healing from acid, and then, like I showed on the last video, she can get life for it and heal from that. Once she get rejuvenate and heal from her support even more, which again still rejuvenate, still trash. Veteran is not useful. She don't need kill to heal because she fighting somebody. She'll get more benefit from this. But veteran, I wouldn't get veteran for even this setup. Kill a hill either. It's not about kills. It's about the sustain. So I get a life for this, this, and whatever I need, whatever they have that I need. Then I'll just ride a cart. Woo! And you can't do anything against that because the counter to it was cauterized, and now that's gone. So you have to your mission when Yagorath do this talent with this setup and just stand on a cart is literally the joke. When your mom, like, what was the joke? Original joke. Some I don't know. But let's say it's like when your mom found out you got a F in a grade. Your mission for that day, survive. Also, you seen that bug? Um, and that's the problem when I persistent, or this talent is Yagura get a literally a fourth weight to self sustain. Uh, top law. So, I way I change this is to make it her ultimate talent because right now this is too strong. For real, it's just too strong in the early game. You do this, you go this, and you just you know let your team do all the stuff. And even the other people get past your team and get to the objective. You're sitting on objective, and they literally can't do anything to kill you because you got your two supports, you got your ass and your quills healing you, you got your the objective healing you, and what are you gonna do? You're just gonna you know sit there and wait for somebody to try to jump on an objective, and as soon as they do, you fight them and kill them. And so these talent are Yagura's two biggest problems. This for the shielding, not the timer, the shielding, and this because there's there's literally no feasible way to counter it, especially in rank. You ban Tyra, you ban when Betty come out, you ban Tyra, you ban Betty, and then you ban Grok. You ban Tyra and Grok, and people and pick Yara. Ta-da! You win because there's no counter to it right now. Like, yeah, if she runs straight to the objective, yes, you can counter it because then you can just pound her into the ground. But again, she has to run straight to the objective first. Any good Yagara play, even if they pick the silent, the first thing they're gonna do is okay. They got a dredge. I'm gonna destroy that dredge right quick, and then I'm gonna go to the objective. But the idea of making Yagorath a quote point tank was a bad idea from the start. But the fact that you didn't remove cauterize from the game, that make the idea even worse. So that's how you should fix Yagorath. Don't give this to cooldown time. I'm going to put all of this in the description. And since I did that with the talent, what I did on base is I put this damage and put in a base kit. I move this speed boost to her acid for allies over here to this. I gave the speed boost, kept the speed boost 15, but I made the speed boost for the pulse and acid pools. Here, I might have to check how I wrote that again, but the point was the speed boost, the increased movement speed was the pulse and the pool acid pools, the 15%. Took away the shielding for damage reduction on Jagra, and I made it so that the pulse benefit the allies. I turned this to ultimate talent where the ultimate will heal Yagorath for 50% of the current health of the champion she devours. And on this, it will give it 50% back. So I changed all three of the talents. I added and switched stuff that was already on Yagra, and I put in, if you didn't notice, I put in every three different times. I gave the extra 10% damage to here, and I gave it 20% additional slow on enemy. I gave the 5% damage reduction on here, which with the changes, it'll give her while planning for like 4 seconds. It'll give Yagra for the 40% damage reduction she had before because I returned her base damage reduction to 45 to 35 and put the extra 5% when she swapped farm. On, on travel farm, it'll be 10%. On planet farm, it's just 5% for those extra seconds whenever she switched. And I put the 50% ultimate refund on here, and I made it so she it basically heal Yakra. And for this talent, if you do that, you have to like over her health bar. You to calculate it properly, I will put take her primary health, put it as a smaller health bar over her health bar, and have an ultimate health there, so you can properly calculate it in game by the game system. Because if you don't do that, there could be some mix up where it doesn't work properly and you can't tell while testing it out in in the actual match. But if you look at it, if you do it in live in here and you see it, okay, full health Victor is was it 2200? Okay, let's just say it's 2200. Yagura need this exact amount of health to get to 20 to get half of 22 half of his health, which is 1100, and Yagra need 1100 exactly. So after the devour happened, Yagra main health, you see 1100 pop up plus 1100 pop up over there, and then it will add that you see the added amount to her health happen. And then you was like, okay, so it's working properly. And if you keep that in game, test out in matches, and you can see that it's working properly even in matches. But yeah, the reason that I want trying to add a minimum range to Yaira is because that's the only way she will use Devour. You wouldn't use Devour outside of 50 units because it's so slow and everything. So the way I my newest thought today is, what if the pull have different times in different ranges? Like the closest range have the longest uh, startup pull, where it's 1 second. It can be adjusted, but basically 1 second at 50. At within 50 is 1 second. Within 150 to 50. When no what okay. Within 50 is 1 second pull. Within I'm doing this backward because I'm on 150. But within 50, because that would be 50 from 150, it will be 1 second to start pulling. Within 50 to 100, so him, it will be a half a second before it starts pulling. And from 50 to onward, or from 100, sorry, onward, because it's a 50 there, so I'll say 50. From 100 onward to 150, which is the max, there will be no second before you start pulling. Because, again, on live, there's no reason to pull anybody from this range because of how slow it is. So, if you made it so, at this range, pulling somebody will lower both. Let's say let's just put this idea out. At this range, it will lower both the cooldown timer and the time to eat to 0 seconds. Where as soon as Yagorath gets you right here on her, he just eat you. And it's none of this spin around, do the whole dance and everything. Just like, oh, you here? Um, and then she stand back up. No spin around. Or she does the spin around. Like she doesn't go up, she just spins around, and that's it. That's I didn't put that part in it, but what if that, because there's no reason to do that. The So if you give a reason to do it at further range where the pull time is slower and the E time is shorter, and and at further range the pull time is instant and the E time is instant, and at close range the pull time is longer, but and the E time is longer. That will balance it out. But having a minimum range, literally, you make it so just doing this. I'm just gonna go to. I'm over here. Oh yeah, I forgot key binding stuff. Where is it? So it pulls your keys from live. I'm gonna go here. I'm going here. I'm gonna go to Yagra. I'm gonna go to ultimate. I'm gonna just unbind it because it's going to be useless. I'm just tell you straight up. I'll just completely unbind it. If it's not, I can't use it within 50 units. Because
Rolling out.
there's no reason to have an ultimate like this if you can't even use it within 50 units. Straight up. Like, there is literally no reason to use Yagorath ultimate if it's not within 50 units right now. And anything above that, you might as well just unbind your king. So, you made a ultimate that was good. So, I mean, you made an ultimate that needed some tweaks to an ultimate that was fairly balanced to an ultimate that was less than balanced, and now you make an ultimate next to useless or completely useless because you would never pull anybody from 50 years more than 50 years away. Nah, like like seriously, the only time Yakura ultimate was good was at this close range, and now you can't do that. You're not going to use it. You're going to just unbind your key because it's too much of a risk. Plus, with the long fell animation, you're not going to do it at all. You're just not. It's too much of a risk to take it. Too much of a risk. So you might as well just unbind your key. I gotta read that patch note again because it could have been the pull and the fail animation that was short. But again, it's just not. There's no point to using the alt if it's not within 50 units at all. And trying to make it so you're forcing them to use it outside 50 units, it just you just gonna unbind your key because it's the ultimate is then useless again. So I don't know what to say other than that's how I would change it. I will put my base ideas in the description of this video, and I'm gonna change it. I might change it around a bit so to have the new thoughts of having shorter timer for the both the pull animation and not the pull itself, but the initial pull animation and the eat animation at the end, depending on how long you pull. Outside that, you know, again, there's no reason to use the alt if it was like this. So you're trying to nerf again. You're nerfing the wrong areas in Yagorath. Nerf Sight against Grant. Nerf Unnatural Persistence, and then balance her around her base kit having the exact same damage, the exact same shielding. Oh no, not shielding. The exact same damage, the exact same health, the exact same damage reduction, and work around that. Also, another thing, I almost forgot this, but I'm going to show this right after poop. Wait till this disappear. Huh? Interesting. What? Is it? Huh? So it gives you animation. It some acid pools pop up if you shoot up. So what the change I made to as a thought was, what if you had that for animation where it go up and down instead of you know halfway between going up and just up. It should just the acid should go all the way up and then splash down. So it's always landing. This always lands because it does it here. So there's a good chance any tight area you fight in, shoot it up will be useful because it's taking away your hit box. I know looking down, turn around. If somebody say you turn around and you look down, actually protect your hit box as well. Doing that protects your hit spot. But you can also look up to certain people, and that can protect you as well. But my idea was just to have the animation of the arc going up and down be just full thing, and the pools land and everything. So if you look at up and see somebody, if somebody's flying right above you and look up, you hear them going up and you hear them going down. So it'll be a risk to stand directly above you. But the acid pools already land, and I don't know why. See? I'm higher than the lane, so it could be because of the line and stuff. So the acid pools look like up there, but it's really down here. So I just say make the arc go up and down completely. Also, you can do it arc. So make the arc just go up and down completely.
Rolling out.
Anyway, I'm gonna cut this up and make it into a video and post it later.